What is going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here. If you're new to the channel, I make Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, we're going to be talking about, should the Charlotte Hornets trade for Julius Randle? No, they should not. That's my quick answer. Video's over now. But I've been seeing a lot of people talk about possibly trading for Julius Randle because the Minnesota Timberwolves are not quite obviously where they want to be after trading Cat for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. I don't see what that accomplishes. I don't know if these people have watched Julius Randle play basketball. I know maybe his production in the hypothetical trade that people are talking about is some form of Miles Bridges for Julius Randle. And I don't know if people have seen Julius Randle play. But statistically, yes, it feels as though he might be, put up better numbers than Miles Bridges. But if you watch him play, it's almost forced. Like, his game is just very, very forced, and that worked for that Pelicans team. I think he was like the only really scorer on there. So that worked out for him, of course. And then if you look at the Knicks that he was on, of course, with them, it was like, oh, when Jalen Brunson first got there, everybody was excited to see how would Jalen Brunson perform. And their games didn't really mesh well because Julius Randle needed the ball a lot. And we see that sometimes he disengages from the game if he's not getting the ball. And he's just not really effective elsewhere, I feel as though. And even though Miles has not had his best season, and I'm not a Miles defender like some people are, it's a long story. But with Miles, at least I've seen him affect the game in other ways, even if his shot's not falling. There's still some things like his decision making on both ends of the ball is a little frustrating, and it's still like, all right, Miles, if you really want to be, this next level, we need a little more from you. So they both have their own faults, but I would just rather have Miles. I don't understand how you could see Julius Randle play basketball and think that would work on this team with LaMelo, who's ball dominant, Brandon, who's not necessarily ball dominant, but I actually would like to see Brandon be a little more dominant. Obviously not, dominant to the point where he's taking the ball from LaMelo and all this other stuff. I think they work best with LaMelo kind of setting up Brandon, but I do like when Brandon kind of takes things into his own hands. We've seen him do it plenty of times, even though in Charles Lee's system it hasn't been as much. I don't see how you can think that LaMelo, Brandon, and then putting Julius Randle there would work out. Especially also you have Mark, and as Julius Randle can stretch the floor, it's like he plays a lot of bully ball. So I don't see, if Mark's not shooting threes, then kind of what do you accomplish there? It is just not a good fit to me. I don't see how it's a good fit. I get it. If you're looking at straight stats, it appears as though Julius Randle could be a good fit for this team. But watching him play, knowing how he plays, and considering the option of between him and Miles Bridges, I don't even know if I'm willing to say Miles Bridges is a better player. I'm trying to think. I should have thought of this for the video. I don't know. I really don't know. They're both. This is the thing. I'm saying I don't want Julius Randle on his team. It's not like he's not good. It's just I don't think that fits with this team. If we're talking about what fits, I much rather would have Miles. I just need Miles to lock in. He just has not been good. He has not been himself. He's taking bad shots. He's not making any shots. I don't know what's going on. We gave the man his money, and then this happens. And that actually, honestly, typically happens in the league. So it's frustrating for sure, but I'm just not ready to jump ship and say trade him for Julius Randle. I will say, I don't know what Julius Randle's trade value is, but Miles can't be that high. So if that's where the marriage is coming from, as far as trading them for each other, then that makes a little more sense. But even then, I wouldn't necessarily love the trade. I would rather keep Miles until he get, one, the deal short. Two, I think it's a descending contract. And then three, I believe in him to the point where I think he can get a little more value. I don't think it's going to be Miles Bridges forever. At least that's my hope. I don't know if it's the system. This is the thing when you have change like this, it's hard to tell what is the problem. You could easily say the system because that's the biggest change. But then sometimes when players get paid, they get relaxed. Okay, but then players have been missing. However, last year Miles was really effective with everybody missing. Statistically, he was really effective with everybody missing. So it's just like, where's the disconnect? I do not know. Like, it just seems as though he's just, I'm not going to say he's not good because that's not true. But it just doesn't seem like he's just all there. Like, he's just not, he's almost confused. Maybe it could be confused in his role. This is a new role for him. I think he mentioned at the beginning of the season that he looks to be the third guy. Is LaMelo, Brandon, and him. That's what I wanted from him. However, he's not giving the other parts of that. He's not giving the, I'm going to play really good defense, I'm going to get my 16 points, I'm going to be efficient, and we're going to move on. He's still putting up a lot of shots. He's still missing like easy shots at the rim. The other night, I think he had a triple-double or a close triple-double, and it was like, it helped, obviously, because he hit the big shot to even, was that the same game? I don't know. These games are running together. Either way, my point is he did show up clutch against the Bulls with that shot. And then, like I said, he did have a triple-double either that game or the game before. And it just wasn't the prettiest thing in the world. It wasn't like, oh, this is just a dominant triple-double. It was just kind of like, he's putting up a lot of shots. And then he, no one else can really do anything. So it was like one of them triple-doubles. Now, it takes skill to get a triple-double in the first place. But you get what I'm saying. Some people are calling him a bum. I don't think that's quite the case either. I wouldn't say Miles Bridges is a bum. As far as basketball, it's I don't know. There's a lot to do. I personally wasn't really sure about having him on the team. Outside of basketball aside, like, it just was like, let's just move on. And really, because I thought we would be like this. This is what I foresaw as us not being good. Just, I didn't think it would be like sitting people not good. I thought it would be more so we're just not good enough. But that's kind of where we are. So it does, change my thought a little bit, because he is performing. I don't know, man. It's not pretty. But either way, I just still would trade him for Julius Randle. To me, I don't think I'm willing to do that, because at the end of the day, let's say you can never get rid of Miles, and he's just here for the 3 years. At least he has a connection with LaMelo, Brandon, Mark, like all those guys. Like, he has solid connections, and once we can play our full roster at some point consecutively, I think then things will start to click. As opposed with Julius, of course you could say they could build that, but has any team ever been able to build that with Julius? It didn't feel that way with the Knicks. There was talks last season about how he fits and he's unhappy, and in this case, I don't know if he's unhappy or anything like that, but it's more so him being used as a scapegoat of why the team's not good, which that is the only change they made. So I don't know. I would like to hear your thoughts. I'm not one to trade Miles for Julius Randle. Do I think Miles probably needs to be traded? Yeah. And really, even that's more of like the direction of the team. I don't think it's going to benefit us having him, paying him that much money, because I don't think we're going to be good anytime soon. So what's the point of paying anybody that much money except LaMelo? But even then, I'll probably record a video about it. Even then, it's like, are we getting to those conversations where they said before the season that Jeff Peterson and LaMelo specifically, and I think Charles Lee was there, they specifically got together. I don't know if it was at lunch, someone's house, whatever. They got together and talked about the plan. Whatever the plan is, they talked about it. And LaMelo, 100% on board. We haven't heard LaMelo say anything. We haven't heard him say anything to deny it. We haven't heard anything other than they got together, they agreed on the plan. That can run out. Because this first year, not good. Trying to get a pick. Okay, fine. Cooper Flag kind of would play in the same position as Miles. Alright. And then Cooper Flag kind of played in the same position as Tejan. I'm not saying Tejan is going to be a future star for sure, but like, okay. Like, as you see, things just get convoluted really fast. And then you got Dylan Harper. You got Ace Bate. Like, you got some players. But even then, like, you start to wonder, like, okay, who goes where? And it's easy, like, oh, make a trade. But my point is, like, what if a trade can never, come together? Like, those are just the things you got to think about. And that's why I don't think it's easy for this team to just, okay, we're going to turn on a switch. Everybody's going to play, and we're automatically going to be good. Because I felt as though that's what the last regime did. Where they didn't do anything, in hopes that, well, once we get everybody, we're going to be good. And then they got, you know, it just, one, it never really happened, and two, they realized not everybody was good. I was telling some people, my friends, about this. If you look at all the people, and I think I was making a case for LaMelo, but whatever. If you look at all the people who we had on our team, everybody, except Caleb Martin. If you look at everybody who we had, they have downgraded. So we asked them to do one thing and be at one level. They released them, trade them, whatever. And they have taken a step back, 2 steps back, 3 steps back, 4 steps. Like they are nowhere near what we were trying to get them to be. PJ is nowhere near where we were trying to get him to be. They literally, PJ play defense, sit in the corner. We were trying to have PJ put the ball on the floor, guard the other opposing team's best player, kind of be like a pick and pop person with LaMelo, and he does those things, but not to the extent in which we were trying to get him to do. Gordon Hayward, paid him $30 million to, knowing he has his injury history issues, dealing with kind of the scandal with that, and he goes to OKC, can't even get minutes, and when he does get minutes, they're not good. Terry Rozier, like, it was like a leading scorer, like a clutch scorer for us, all these things, goes to Miami, can't really get a shot off, still not having found his rhythm after being there for a while. So, and Kai Jones is, I mean, at least he was on the roster, I guess, but now he's in the G League. James Bouknight, JT Thor, Bryce McGinn, like, these are the people who we were expected to run with. And they go to another team, and then they are significantly not that. And maybe that's the role. I think that role in Dallas for PJ is perfect for him. But my point is, we were trying to get him to do something completely different. So that's just kind of my point, is that I don't want to see that happen again. Where it's like, oh, as soon as we get everybody together, we're going to be fine. Grant's going to miss 1.5 years. So it's like, what are we really doing here? And I forgot about him when talking about Cooper and Tejan. Like, that's, I don't know. There's just going to be a lot of things that need to be done, and I don't see how it's done in a single offseason to turn around. Because this is the thing, if we're not good by next year, then the Miles contract and when he's not off the team, then the Miles contract just looks ridiculous, because we're just paying the man to not be good. Like, we paid to have him, and we literally could have let him go, open up more space to bring in, you know, younger players to see what, you know what I'm saying? It just would have made more sense. So there's just pressure to be good, and I don't know if the team feels the pressure here. I don't know. It's still really early in the season. Our season's over, but it's still really early in the season as far as moves can be made. So we'll see. But let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. As far as should Miles Bridges be traded for Julius Randle, no. But you know, there are some things to think about, like if he should be traded at all. What, you know, if he is getting traded, what does that package look like? Should we wait to see if he can, you know, up his value? There's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to Miles. But it's really, honestly, the best thing is just time. We won't know that answer anytime soon. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.